here's the one-sentence identity. Seasick Steve makes road-worn blues that feel like it was recorded with dust in the air in the best way. Welcome back to the Z Frequency Spotlight, your weekly mini episode where we shine a light on artists worth your time. I'm Zak Davis, host of the ZHZ Podcast and the frontman and producer behind Z Frequency. And if you're into music discovery, especially the kind of stuff that feels human, this series is for you. Because I'm not just here to tell you what to listen to, I'm here to show you why it's worth a second look. Even though this artist isn't from Utah, the spirit absolutely connects to what we love about DIY, character, and heart. Today, we're spotlighting Seasick Steve, a blues artist with a stomp-heavy, Delta-rooted feel and a sound that's basically built on two things, truth and texture. If you've never heard of him before, here's the one-sentence identity. Seasick Steve makes road-worn blues that feel like it was recorded with dust in the air in the best way. Steve's story is one of the most talked about in modern blues rock. He's an American musician, born Stephen Gene Wold, who became known not just for the music, but for the life behind it. A big part of his public story has been this homeless to hero arc. Hard years, odd jobs, moving around, sleeping rough, chasing music from the ground up. And whether you hear it as a literal history or as a myth shaped by the road, the important part is this. When you listen to him, it sounds like someone who's actually done the miles. And he had a late blooming breakthrough. In the mid-2000s, he hits mainstream attention in a way most artists never do later in life, with a sound that didn't try to fit into whatever was trending. He just sounded like him. As a music producer, I respect that because it's easy to chase what's current. It's harder and way rarer to build a sound that's so specific it becomes its own lane. I didn't discover Seasick Steve through a playlist or a recommendation algorithm. Found him when I fell in love with cigar box guitars back in the mid-2000s. I started getting deeper into the worldwide community, builders, players, tone chasers, the whole DIY culture. And his name kept popping up like a signal. Once I heard him, it clicked. Because he's not just playing roots music, he's living the philosophy behind it. Use what you've got, make it work, tell the truth. That's the kind of artist where you don't just nod your head, you start thinking about your own creativity. Like, what am I holding back because I think I need better gear or the perfect setup? Now let's get current. Steve's latest single is Somebody, and it dropped February 4th, 2026. Here's the thing. I love using older songs like You Can't Teach an Old Dog New Tricks as a launch point because it captures the spirit people associate with him. But I also like that he's still moving forward, still releasing, still showing up, still sounding like a human being in a room with something to say. Somebody feels like it lives in that same world. Grit, simplicity, and a voice that doesn't ask permission. It's not trying to be flashy, it's trying to be felt. And that's where Steve is special. He understands that the point of music isn't to impress people with options, it's to connect with them through meaning. And let's talk about the analog mindset for a second, because this is a huge part of why he hits the way he does. Steve has a long background not only as a musician, but also as someone who's worked behind the scenes in recording, engineering studios, the whole world of capturing sound. He's known for loving older gear and that hands-on approach. The kind of process where you can hear air moving, strings buzzing, room tone living under the performance. Because when you commit to the moment, when you don't edit every breath out of the track, you end up with something that has a pulse. If you're going to check out one thing today, start with Somebody. Then go back and hit You Can't Teach an Old Dog New Tricks to hear the thread. You can find Seasick Steve on all the main platforms, and I'll drop links in the description so it's easy. Here's why Seasick Steve deserves a Z Frequency spotlight. He represents something we're losing in the era of infinite content, a real identity. A sound you can recognize in 10 seconds. A story that reminds you that art doesn't come from perfection, it comes from persistence. And honestly, that connects directly to what I love about independent music, what we do in artist interviews and the best parts of the Utah scene. People building something real with whatever they've got and doing it anyway. Next week, my guy Matt Allen takes over the spotlight with his take on the female-fronted pop-punk trio, Out in Front. Trust me, he always brings something wild to the table. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor. Number 1, go stream Somebody and save it to your library. That one move helps more than people realize. 2, follow Seasick Steve on Spotify and wherever you hang out online. And number 3, if you want more episodes like this, subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out the ZHZ Podcast for more independent music, artist interviews, and stories tied into the Utah scene. This has been Z Frequency Spotlight, part of the ZHZ Podcast. I'm Zak Davis, and we will see you next week.